Over the summer, I did my internship with Lazy Boy in Dayton, Tennessee. Before I jump into what I'm going to talk about, I want to talk about the company itself. First, I'm going to start out with a little bit of history of how Lazy Boy started. The Lazy Boy plant started out at 360,000 square feet with the first grand opening in May 1974. The process that was used to build the chair was a process called batch production. Batch production is where parts or products are produced in groups and not in a continuous stream. So basically, parts of chairs were produced one at a time, and the next stage of the building process was not moved on to until all of the steps for that process were completed. So the plant started out with 200 employees making 38,500 chairs per year and only had 10 styles in the refiners. Since then, however, the Lazy Boy plant has grown quite a bit. There have been 5 additions to the Lazy Boy plant, with the latest addition occurring in 2000 of 270,000 square feet. Today's employment at the plant has grown to 1,400 employees, and there is 1.2 million square feet, and the complete facility covers 56 acres, and then 27 acres are occupied by buildings. So since its start in 1974, it has grown quite a bit. So here are just some statistics to show how big the plant really is. So I'm not going to read all of these, but like the plant uses 100,000 pounds of steel each day and 24 million pounds each year, enough to make 360 Sherman tanks. And this facility produces approximately 3,500 units per day across 2 manufacturing shifts. So it has grown quite a bit since it first started out. With that being said, Lazy Boy has 5 total manufacturing plants, with the largest plant being in Dayton. And then the Dayton division makes up 40% of Lazy Boy as a whole. And altogether, there are approximately 7,000 team members that are part of Lazy Boy. And also some awards that Lazy Boy has won the Industry Week's Best Plants winner in 2012, and only 6 companies won this award in 2012. So this is quite an honor for them to win such an award. They have also won the award for Innovative Green Design Award for furniture. So overall, Lazy Boy is very efficient through the use of green materials, their sustainable methods of manufacturing, their innovations, and minimal carbon footprint. One of the things Lazy Boy is well known for is their lean manufacturing. So that was one of the main concepts that was emphasized during the time that I was doing my internship. Lean manufacturing is designed to produce superior quality products at the exact time they are needed and at the lowest possible cost. Implementing the system allows them to eliminate waste, to reduce cost, and become more efficient. So the way the chairs are produced at Lazy Boy plays a big role in Lazy Boy's efficiency. And the way they do this is through cell production. Cell production is where a complete unit is produced in one cell. So it's not like the batch production where there's it's produced in stages and you can't move on until each stage is done. No, this is one unit is built in one cell. So each worker within the cell has a specific job, and then the chair is passed to the next worker until it is completed and then inspected. This process is explained in a short video of how the chair is made.
Today at their factory in Dayton, Tennessee, Lazy Boy makes more than 70 different models of the recliner. Here they build up to 20,000 chairs per week, like the classic Kinley recliner. Each chair is made in what's called a cell, a unit of 6 workers that each play a role in the chair's construction. What's surprising is that most of the chairs here are made to order.
The cell gives us the ability to deal with each customer on an individual basis. They're trained as a team to work to provide the highest quality product we can to the customer.
But it all starts with raw material, like wood. Lazy Boy builds the chair frames from scratch.
Raw lumber comes in through a rip-first system, which basically starts cutting it to size.
The metalworks department plays the crucial role of making the reclining mechanism. It doesn't look like much outside of the chair, but it's the key to its success.
Quite often I'll get people that will say to me that they still have their father's or their mother's lazy boy chair in their home and it's still holding up great and the mechanism still works fine. And so the chairs are very, very durable. They'll last generations.
But they have to be soft too. That's where the polyfoam comes in.
The foam arrives in a bun, and then it goes into our different cutting systems, and it cuts the shapes, whether it's for an arm, a back, a footrest. In that, the different buns that come in are dedicated to the weight or density of the foam.
In each chair, there are up to 6 different densities of foam. All these materials, including the pre-cut fabric pieces for the upholstery, will end up in the cell. It's an efficient delivery system to ensure that each chair is made to order.
So this is how La-Z-Boy operates now. So on to my internship. I chose La-Z-Boy because, first of all, it's a local company and I can do an internship in my hometown. And also, my father has been employed with La-Z-Boy for 32 years and he is currently the quality manager. And also, La-Z-Boy is one of the largest manufacturers of upholstered furniture in the world, so this company is quite well known. My job duties and responsibilities involved a lot of observing and learning. I worked alongside other accountants, forecasting, budgeting, and doing plant variances. Most of our time was spent doing variance analysis where we looked at the different accounts to see if they were coming in positive or negative. If there was a negative variance, we would look back at previous reports and decide what the problem might be. And of course, during the time that I was there, I used a lot of terms that I have used in accounting, such as the direct labor and the overhead. And those were part of the reports that I had to analyze and then be able to look back and see, hey, this fits with this, and it was just very interesting to be able to see that. And then also the cycle counts is where they do physical inventories, like a person actually goes out on the floor and counts the parts that the accountants use in their daily reports. So that was something that I was able to be a part of and able to see how that works. And then also other terms that I had to be very, very familiar with when doing these analyses were material usage variance and then scrap recovery. But I was able to do some style costing, like hands-on by myself. I would look up part numbers in the system, which is their E1 system, which is their inventory system, and find the cost, and then plug that number into an Excel worksheet that could be seen by all those in the department, so they could use them in financial reports. So it was very neat to be involved directly with them. I was only at La-Z-Boy for 2 weeks, so I did not have a daily or weekly routine. Every day consisted of something different. The first part of the week, I took a tour of the La-Z-Boy plant to see how the process of building a chair works. So being able to understand the production process helped me to understand how all the numbers plugged into the worksheets. Also, while I was there, I attended a lot of meetings. These meetings were either between departments or with the league management team. During these meetings, they discussed the financials of the business and the production for the week. Toward the end of my internship, I attended the annual La-Z-Boy Leadership Conference. During this time, they have motivational speakers, booth, and team building exercises. So my defining moments were actually hearing and recognizing the vocab that they were using in meetings and being able to follow them and understand what they were saying. Since I was able to recognize the material I had learned in class, I was very easily able to apply it to what I was doing during the internship. The internship I did related to my major since I'm a finance major, and most of my time was spent studying Excel worksheets. I used a lot of knowledge from my courses, especially my cost accounting class. And obviously, Excel was used a lot, so it was very helpful that I had some previous experience in school. I liked working with numbers and analyzing the data. I also enjoyed the laid-back atmosphere and the friendly accounting group. It was not your typical accounting department where everyone is in cubicles and there's no communication. Everyone was very friendly, and when they were not super busy, they would visit each other's offices or yell down the hallway at each other. It was a very open atmosphere. The only things I disliked were the numbers of daily meetings. There was always a meeting. They were planned or they were called an hour before. They were usually with the senior management team. The meetings were about an hour in length, and if we met with the senior management team, the meetings could last up to 3 hours discussing numbers and accounts. They were not always enjoyable. I think the meetings were very distracting. for the accountants since it pulled them away from their daily work, especially the meetings that were called an hour before. The only other thing I disliked was the length of the internship. I only did an internship for 2 weeks. While I had the opportunity to experience a lot, the material was discussed quickly and more time would have been great. So would I consider a job in this field? I would consider a job in this field. I did enjoy analyzing the financial statements and problem solving. I also liked the communication between the production team and the accounting team. So if I do pursue a career in this field, I would want to work in an open, friendly atmosphere like the way this accounting department is set up. Overall, Lazy Boy had a great atmosphere. It was great to be able to see the knowledge that I have used in school and be able to follow along as the accountants were talking. I was able to experience a typical day for an accountant in a manufacturing company and learn many new concepts.